everyone. I think I'm gonna keep mine on the whole show. What do you
Okay,
think?
let's do it. Why not?
I just wanted to celebrate. It's a celebration. We made it through the year. 2025 was a little bit wild.
Yes, it was.
It was wild for so many reasons. I know we all have our own personal reasons, and then with the transition of the administration, we won't get too much into that. But y'all, it's been wild, and we made it.
We made it.
We made it. So my question for you guys today is, what are you bringing in the new year, and what are you leaving in the new year? What did I ask that question right? What are you bringing and leaving behind? That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What are you bringing? What are you leaving behind for the new year? Something you learned, a lesson. Also, before me and David answer that question, there is an announcement. We would like you to help us and support us in making better shows. Donate now on Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio, or go to rainieravenueradio.world to donate. So if you have it in you to donate, anything helps. We have a wide variety of people who listen. So from $1 million, we'll accept that. To, if you have just $1 in your pocket, please send it in and help support our shows and help us keep this going. All right. So David, first of all, can we cheers to just making it in the new year?
Yeah.
And we made it to the show.
Okay.
And it's a nice day today.
It's a beautiful day.
Are you telling me that's the dirt off my shoulder? No, just joking.
Yeah.
So David, what are you bringing into the new year, and what are you leaving behind?
Ooh, let's see. I know we're limited time. I can go on and on. What am I bringing? I am bringing in optimism.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what I'm leaving behind?
What?
Negative energy.
Yeah.
Negative energy. Knowing where the negative energy was coming from this year.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I see it. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Stay in there. I don't need it. I don't have any space.
Yeah.
No time. No space.
No space, no time.
Nah.
And can we just talk just a lit, because everybody always talk about toxic positivity. But I feel like, okay, I get where people talk about, I don't get it anymore, because I'm like, you can't get anywhere constantly being negative.
That's true.
You can sit and you can honor how you feel in the moment. You can sit and acknowledge how the situation sucks, but then you've got to get up and make a plan. Yeah. And you got to stay positive while you do it.
Always.
So I am queen of toxic positivity for my life, for sure, because it's like, it's gotten me out of a lot of things. So I like that. I like that. Yeah.
We can to that. Yeah, come on. I like that.
I like that too. Okay, so you're leaving out the negative. Yeah, that was what I was doing this year. So next year, I'm gonna walk in my power and be okay with that.
Okay.
Like we always say, we were even talking about this earlier about walking in our gifts and accepting who we are and giving ourselves praises.
Yeah.
And I bring a lot to the table, and I figured things out, and I've been through a lot that I figured out. And so I'm just like, you're a very powerful person. Why are you pretending like you're not? So I'm leaving that in. And what I'm leaving behind, I guess it could be a repeat. I'm leaving behind anyone who makes me or tries to attempt to make me feel small. Yeah.
So you're not going to dim your light for anyone?
No, I'm not going to dim my light.
Don't do that.
I'm just going to be okay with being the BICH.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what they view you as when you walk around.
That's right.
And you're confident and you're in your power.
Yeah.
They think you're arrogant. They think you're better than people. And that's someone else's insecurity. That's not.
I was going to say that.
Who I am.
Yeah. You know what, Queen Bree?
What?
I think a lot of times it says a lot about that person's not only insecurities, but sometimes they can see you and say, damn, that should be me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't make certain choices that I should. But guess what? It's not your problem.
Yeah.
It's not your
problem.
Or
they'd be like, dang, I knew her win. Yeah, you knew me win.
Yeah.
And I grew from it. I grow from it.
Yeah. Why are you focused on the past when we're living in
the future?
In the future.
Right.
That's right.
So maybe Huh?
That's their problem.
Yeah, that's their problem. And I feel like that was a gem.
Mm,
Stop living in the past
come on,
and live in the future.
let's go.
All right, but David, enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Really? Oh, I'm not used to this.
This
Not
is
used
all
okay.
about you, David,
Wow.
for the next 20-something minutes.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, tell me about, okay, so me and David, do you remember when we met? Let me not messing with you. Me and David, met at a mixer,
Yes.
a black.
Yeah, it was this August or July, August.
It was around
something
that
like
time.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seattle.
it's a mixture.
Yep.
And it was a lot of black creatives, a lot of black entrepreneurs.
Yes.
We were there and we met and we talked and we just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
And you host a show. Well, first of all, you host a lot of things,
Yeah.
but you host a show called Seattle Connected, right?
Yes.
And then also you host different events throughout Seattle.
Correct.
So let's talk about your show first, and then I just want to talk about your other events that
Okay.
you host and how we got in that. So tell us about Seattle Connected.
Okay. Well, thank you for asking. This is kind of new to me. I'm usually the person asking the questions.
Mhm.
So
Doesn't it feel nervous when you're in the seat of getting asked questions, or is that just me?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Seattle Connected is a show that I created to highlight our voices and our stories. I kind of got, ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
I
We'll
look
take
all right?
them on.
All right.
You wanna keep- let's take them on.
I kind of got tired of waiting on the mainstream media to share our stories only in specific months across the year. And I'm like, yo, our stories are way too big to be limited, right? So I said, all right, if I know a couple people, let's see, where this can go. After my first 5 shows, I said, I like this. The response was amazing. I said, let me try to get 25. Then I went to 50, and I just celebrated my 100th show. 100. Yeah. So very proud. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Celebrate that. 100
Thank you.
shows is big.
100 shows. So yeah, I didn't want to just have a show where it's always the same topic.
Mhm.
We're such a beautiful and diverse community. I wanted to have something different, something for everyone. So I've had everything from authors, painters, therapists, nutritionists, psychologists. I've had female tattoo artists, musicians, accountants, lawyers. There's no limit to what we can do. So I'm gonna keep going.
I like that. Look,
Thank
he
you.
said there's no limit to what we can do, which is so true.
Yeah.
And even when we have I started to notice, I don't know if you noticed about yourself, which I'm pretty sure you do talking, and will you admit it to yourself?
Oh boy.
Is that, we have these specific talents, but there's so much talent and so much ideas that it doesn't just stick in one thing. So like I am the director of a farm and market, but I also say Mary Kay and I enjoy it and have fun. And then I have this podcast and I'm a life coach. So do you have all these multifaceted ideas and things that you work with and battle with every day?
I do.
Mhm.
I do. I am somewhat of a perfectionist when it comes to my craft. So instead of putting out a lot of content for the sake of putting out content,
Mhm.
it has to be right.
Yeah.
I could be on episode 500 right now,
Mhm.
but it has to align with my vision and protecting your brand,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And so when people like you offer offer the invite for me to come on, I'm like, I have to, because what you're doing kind of aligns with my vision as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm event hosting, which is awesome, or doing documentaries, which I got a couple coming out next year.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, it has to represent my core values and my fan base, the people who support me, right?
Yeah. And I love how you said alignment. That's
Mhm.
another thing I'm taking into 2026.
Yes.
Does it, because you do things, but I wasn't intentional with it. So yeah, like where you say you don't do certain things, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't go with this. But alignment brings it back to making sense of what is your core mission.
Right.
What are you doing this for? And then also making sure people around you are aligned with you and where you're going. But so you do hosting events. How did you get into hosting events?
Wow. I was asked.
Nice.
I was asked. A lot of times, it's funny. Have you ever been like in a grocery store and a random customer would ask you if you know where something is, or like you work there or something?
All the time.
Yeah. So I would get that. I would go to these events and people would be like, so what time is this starting? Or can I have a couple minutes to make an announcement? I'm like, I don't work. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine was telling me, they said, look, it's just the energy you exude. People think you're a part of this. So I was like, okay. So I had a friend of mine ask me if I wanted to help out with a show. It was like last minute, someone backed out. I said, I got you. So I did the event. They were like, oh my God, you were so amazing, you know. And then I start getting calls left and right. And once again, it's about alignment. So I only do events that are near and dear to my heart. So it's something that I really believe in. Now, the monetary side is good, but there's some events that I've done, you know, pro bono, favor for a favor, but it has to be something that I believe in. Because if I'm going to tell you guys, hey, come on out to this event, number one, it has to be something that I would be at, even if I wasn't hired to be there. Yeah. So when I'm there, I'm not only showing up, I'm showing out. So I'm having fun. I'm the last one to leave. So
yeah,
it's fun.
I got to see you host Emoji Fest.
Yeah.
And you
Second
are a natural.
Second year.
Yeah, you're a natural. You're really good at that. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I think that was so easy because I was amongst my people, you know.
And good vibes.
Man, listen, it was like a family reunion.
It was.
I was running into people who I used to see when I would come for the parade and I was a little kid. Now I'm running into those people and they have grandkids. Wow. You know, and it's like, wow, it's like full circle.
My daughter performed there.
Who's your daughter?
Samar Rain.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me this?
I just, you know, it didn't come up in conversation.
It should. I remember her. Yeah.
And I feel bad because now, like, she was a Black Nativity, and my son was in a Christmas Carol, and I was that mom. Like, yes, that's my baby. My baby's up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about. I was trying to get to know you so we could talk about you on the show.
Yeah.
But see, this is what we talk about when we don't really talk about ourselves. We walk around here humble. Meanwhile, we're like that energy you just said somebody mentioned to you.
Yeah.
So starting your show and then hosting, how did you, because you know when we're starting stuff and there's like the voices in our head and then there's people who don't really support and then we let all of that come together. How do you combat your voices in your head telling you don't do this, and then do people show up, or do you even think about those things?
Very good question. So one thing that I had to be cognizant of is having the right team, you know, having a team that's going to be honest with you when something isn't the best fit for you. And then also those who are willing to play their position. You know, if you're really good on the technical side, that's your job. If you're really good with graphics, you're really good with community engagement, you know, everyone has a job to play. So not aligning myself with people who's just going to tell me what I want to hear. And then also no one who's just going to be like, well, I should be doing this, or I should get more than this. It's a team effort, right?
Yeah.
And you're only strong as your weakest link. And so hopefully if you have no weak links, you can go that much further. A lot of ideas that I have, I'm the kind of person that I can have an idea today, but I'm not going to see it through tomorrow. I'll really wait. I'll weigh the pros and cons. You know, I'll come up with this whole thing and say, okay, if I feel like this next month, I'm going to continue it the following month and the following month. So it's like when we get an artist's album, right? It comes out, you know, you stream it on Friday. You don't know that album's been in the making for like 7, 8, 9 months, sometimes longer, just like a movie, right? So any project that I do, it might come out today, but I started working on it in May. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something I'm really passionate about, I know that there's power in taking your time, being patient, making sure it's delivered right. Because, you know, like they say about first impressions.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who puts out something, they're like, oh, that was trash. It seemed like you just put it out overnight. They're not going to be ready to support you the next time. Yeah. So I'm like, what would I want as a consumer? What would I want someone to bring me? So just having patience. And also knowing that just because someone doesn't see your vision, it doesn't mean your vision is any less valid. Maybe they're just blind, or maybe they've been drinking a little bit too much. But, you know, just honestly, just believing in yourself.
And like you said, it's their thing, not your thing.
Yeah.
It's whatever issues they got going on.
Yeah. So always follow my heart. It's whatever I have a passion for.
I love that.
Like that?
Yeah, I do. Follow your heart.
Man, put that on a t-shirt.
I'm follow your heart.
Listen, follow your heart.
Should I put your full name as the person who quoted it, or no?
Just now, there's documentation that we can fill out. where we have the percentages. As long as my name is on that,
I got you.
it's all good. Yeah.
No, it's like hanging out with you today. I've been learning so much. And just even some things that we have similar to our beliefs and that we go through, and just like celebrating ourselves and being dope individuals with great things that are coming up. So documentary, you have a documentary coming up. Tell me about this. Why didn't you mention that?
Well, so last year, and what's funny is I actually hosted the premiere event here. Shout out to Tony. I did a documentary called Walk by Faith, which touched on a friend of mine, her battle with being a survivor of domestic violence. We turned that into a documentary, well received. It's been in different film festivals. Shout out to Tigas. And we released that here. The community supported. And I wanted to keep going. And I wanted to make sure that every story that I share is different, right? So the next documentary I have, which will be out the end of February, is titled Balance More Than a Ballerina. And it's the story of a Black ballerina here with the Pacific Northwest Ballet. And then I have one that I'm working on mental health.
How did you get started in documentaries? Like, what was the thought process, and what did
you know what? I've always loved documentaries. Like whenever
I love documentaries too.
Listen, it's just like biopics, some people say. I always feel like you can learn from someone else's journey. So whenever I have time to read, which isn't often, I got kids, shout out to them.
I know. Love the kids.
Anyway,
I used to finish a book in a day.
Right. I've done that before. But you know, even with biographies, you can learn a lot from someone else's journey. So documentaries is like telling somebody's story in video form. You know, someone who might not like to read, they can check out a documentary and learn, you know, about someone that their school isn't teaching them about. So I always think that it's cool. And these are like time capsules. These are things that we need to hold on and cherish, because there's going to be a time where everything is so digitalized that there's not a book on, you know, someone who is near and dear to your heart. So I think it's important to capture these stories now. So I think about, well, what kind of documentary would I want to see? So I got a list of them. So those are the two that I'm going to be putting out next year. So please look out for that. And I got a couple more up my sleeve.
So what is your advice for people who have these, like, I want to start a radio show, podcast, or do documentaries? What's your advice for them?
Don't do it. No. I would say don't do it. No. It's all about us.
Right. No. There's no more space.
No.
We already got two fantastic comedians here.
Yes. What I would say is find your lane. Find out what's going to make yours different than the next person. You know, if you have a restaurant and I have a restaurant, why should people come to mine instead of yours? You know, you can eat wherever you want. You can tune into any podcast, but why is mine different than the next person? You got to find your niche and find a reason why they should spend their time with you. Time is valuable.
Yeah.
So if they're going to spend their time with you, they should be able to get something they're not going to get from other podcasts. So I would tell them to write out a plan. Don't feel like you just have to put out something just because. Write out your plan. You know, if you want to do 5 episodes, write out a plan for 10 episodes. Choose the best of the best, you know, and just take your time with it and study other podcasts. What do you like about them? What do you don't like about them? And then see how you can kind of make your own lane. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So with all these great, fabulous things you do, what do you do for self-care?
No one's asked me that.
Okay, I'm here. This is your circle.
Thank
what
you.
What do you do?
No judgment. Okay.
No judgment.
Self-care. You know what I've done more of, and it might just sound really just like basic. Drinking more water.
That's not basic. That's feeding your brain.
Well, yeah, but people don't think about that. You know, drinking more water, and also I work out maybe like 4 times a week. So I do this thing where if I'm going to, you know, indulge in certain foods and things, I'll do it on the day that I don't work out, right? So then on the days when I do work out, it's not like you worked out and you just threw a whole bunch of garbage in your body, you know, doing that and being able to treat yourself. Like you don't want it to be something where it's just like, you know, then now everything sucks. It's like, I try to just outweigh the cons with the pros. So I've been eating more vegetables, And one thing that I've learned is you don't need to be full, stuff yourself.
You don't need to finish your food. I have to tell myself that
I have to tell myself that
time.
too.
Yeah.
I tell myself that too. Or sometime I'll just have to literally cut it in half and be like, all right, that's going to be for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's what I do for self-care. And also just taking time just to be, sometime I'll just go through, and I'm going to date myself. I'll go through, but I don't care.
I was going to tell you that's when we talk about finishing your food. Is when he's like, finish your food.
Yeah. I would like to do go to record stores. I'm a vinyl person. I love the smell of record stores. I'll go and look at my stash of CDs, and there's people listening like, what's a CD? I grew up in the CD, but a CD, right. I'll go and look through the booklets and I look at old magazines. I have magazines from the 90s up to now. Nice. Just stuff that kind of brings me that sense of calm. Yeah, nostalgia. But yeah. And then
I feel like the 80s babies have the best childhood.
No, that's a fact. It's not an opinion.
Yeah. Because it's like we had the vinyls, we had the CDs, the tapes, we had everything.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
That's why we're so fly.
Hello.
Come on, man. Yeah. But yeah, I just try to do things like that and remember to take care of myself. I say that at the end of my show, it's important to take care of others, but make sure you take time to take care of yourself. You have to remember to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because burnout is real.
It is.
I've learned that.
Oh my
I've
God.
learned that.
Yes.
So burnout is real. And if people don't understand, that's once again their issue.
Yeah.
You have to take that time to recharge, even if it's for an hour a day or the whole Sunday or Saturday, whatever.
Yeah. And be unapologetic about it.
Of course. And that's why we stay looking so young, right?
Period. No, we don't be stressing like
we don't do that. Look at that.
But no, what was I going to say? You said take care of self, which I feel like is so important. Because as we were talking earlier, we are taught certain things and self is always last.
It is.
But it's important to take care of self first because you can't pour from an empty cup. And when you pour from an empty cup, that's when we get that burnout.
What?
And I remember 2023 was the last year that I ended in burnout. I was so burnt out, I was sick. And I normally don't get sick.
Yeah.
And I was so burnt out. And I was like, no, never again will I do this. So each year, each step is a practice that we do. It don't get it all right in 1 year, but as we go, I'm not ending 2025 with burnout, even though they tried to burn us out with all the craziness in the headlines. So how did you stay sane in this world this past year with everything that's happening and then also living your home human experience?
How did I stay sane? Knowing that it's okay to have limitations. I think it's very important to be able to say no. I think we give so much of our lives to a 9-to-5, or some people work 12 hours a day or whatever, and you give 1,000%. When you're off that clock, you need to give 1,000% into not doing those things. I think you can teach people how to treat you. If you're someone who always says yes, they're always going to come to you. If you're someone who, says, all right, well, let me think about it, and you get back to them, I think they'll appreciate that yes or that another time versus you always being that person who's going to tell them what they want to hear. Just having boundaries and just making more time for not only family, but going back to self-care, myself as well, and not feeling guilty about it. That's what's kept me sane. And also helping other people, showing up for community. So if you have an event, I don't care if there's one person there, I'll be the one person. I'll cheer you on, and I know you do the same for me. So that makes me happy.
So you talk a lot about boundaries and burnout. Is that something you have to learn on your own, or is that something that was taught to you to make sure you don't get there?
I had to learn on my own.
Okay.
I had to learn on my own. It literally got to me. And just like you were saying about getting sick, I'm the kind of person, I don't get sick often. When I do, it's like really bad. But I literally was feeling fatigue. I was burnt out, and just mentally, emotionally, physically. And I'm like, well, if I'm feeling like this, why don't I take a break? And I didn't have a clear-cut answer for myself. I'm like, well, damn it, then I need to take a break. And it felt good. So that was the sign, like, all right, it's okay to recharge. It's okay to re-strategize. Burnout is real.
It is.
Burnout is real. So I would advise anyone listening, don't wait until burnout happens
Oof.
to understand that it's a real
Yes.
thing. Take
Yeah.
it from me. Yeah,
Right.
it
Me
is
too.
it is a
Because
real
it's like
thing.
it's like your whole body
Yeah,
feels it,
yeah,
and it's like it weighs you down. And
yeah.
you have and even when you start to learn it, it takes time for your body to even feel back normal again.
It does.
Yeah.
Really does.
So the importance of health and working out. How did you get there for yourself?
Just getting older. We all get don't laugh. We all get older, but all right, I'm gonna say this. You ever run into somebody you went to high school with, and we'll just say they look a lot older than you know that they are? So that didn't start overnight.
Yeah.
That didn't start overnight. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't want to be that person, right? And I have kids to keep up with. So I want to be the youngest 40 something that I can be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to look my age. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think the better care you take care of yourself now, it's going to pay off later down the line. I don't want to be that person who retires and then I don't even know I'm retired. I'm so mentally and physically like, well, I retired. I used to work. Like, no, I want to be out doing stuff. I want to be hanging out. I want my grandkids to try to keep up with me.
Yeah.
So just knowing that as you get older, you just need to adjust. You can still have fun. You can still do things, but you just have to find ways to adapt to the changes in your body, your mind, and make the best of it. You know, so you get out of it what you put into it.
That is true. That is true. What is your favorite? Because I know a lot of people. Oh, look, you over there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We're at time. Right. Good Lord, that went by fast. All right, guys. Well,
we gotta do this again.
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna do this again.
Okay.
Yes. See you later.